All right, how about part two of two? Talking about Aaron Judge. 3 players to target and 3 players to avoid if Aaron Judge walks now. The last video I put out is 3 and 3. If he stayed, that's in the description below. Take a look at it. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, just like any other video. And you know what to do if you don't want to miss future videos. I have a lot more coming. And every piece of breaking news, every signing you'll get this offseason, you'll be getting them on this channel. So that is my word, and which I gave you. So 3 to avoid, 3 to target if Aaron Judge walks. Now, it's a lot of it's going to boil down to what the Yankees evaluate this guy, right? I mean, it's free agency's right around the corner, and we're in the middle of the World Series right now. And as soon as this World Series ends, the exclusive negotiating period happens, 5 days for teams and their own free agents, and then it's open market after that. And I expect things to really pick up now that we know what the CBA looks like. We know what the thresholds are moving up from 230 to 233, the bottom levels of payroll, and we already know what The Yankees have a lot of money coming off the salary book, so they can make moves. Okay, whether Aaron Judge moves or whether Aaron Judge stays, the Yankees still have several holes to fill. We all know this, right? That's obvious. So, but I think they'll value it a little bit differently, and depends on what he does. And again, this is his right to cash in for agency. So somebody might give him a monster deal, and if he walks, he walks. And this is where I think the Yankees need to be more aggressive if he walks, as opposed to they still need to be aggressive if he stays. But I would be doubling up on the aggressive nature if he walks. Now, the first player I would target is Andrew Benintendi. The guy was traded to the Yankees already. He's a 28-year-old left-handed hitter. He'd be their leadoff hitter. Okay, solid contact hitter, good glove, good defense, great base running. All the things that the Yankees need in one player, he has. Okay, and he's familiar with the team. He started to come into his own before he injured his hamate. He's getting healthy now. So, and I think they could probably get him on a 5-year deal. It'll probably cost him $100 million or upwards of there. But again, it's going to be half the price of what Judge costs. Okay, half the price. Okay, at most probably. So Andrew Benintendi is definitely a guy who fits the clubhouse culture. He does what the Yankees need. They need more contact hitting. They need more bats from the left-handed side. He does all these things in one. So he's one guy we'd be targeting no matter what. Secondly, I'd be targeting Brian Reynolds. I would try to go Benintendi and Brian Reynolds. I don't care if Oswaldo Cabrera played a pretty solid outfit. Brian Reynolds is a star player. Okay, Benintendi's 28. Reynolds is 27. He's got, I think, he's a free until 2026. So again, a switch-hitted player. The Yankees would have to fork up quite a bit in a trade, but again, they have tradable players. We already know with all these infield prospects they have, they're not going to play all of them. All right, it's just going to be the same thing. We're going to let this guy here and here and here, and then we're going to wait too long to trade him. Well, don't wait too long. You have a guy like Brian Reynolds who you never know might be available. At the very least, take a shot. He's a guy that I've wanted for over a year. I think he'd fit in perfectly with the clubhouse culture. Again, he's a solid player, a solid defender, good contact hitter from both sides of the plate. Again, he's a good base runner, so fits the mold. Again, Andrew Benintendi and a Brian Reynolds in this lineup would be huge. Would be absolutely huge. And you can bet Brian Reynolds second if you wanted to, or third. Like, there's a lot of different options depending on who else you bring in. So Benintendi and Brian Reynolds, I'd be all over. And then the same guy that I had in my last video was Carlos Rodon. One way or another, I think if the Yankees Judge stays or he walks, they got to get Carlos Rodon. I'll take him over Jacob deGrom, even Justin Verlander, who struggled in the World Series. But deGrom just has a hard time staying healthy. Rodon's younger. He's a left-hander. I think the Yankees could utilize another left-hander in that rotation. Dude is a bulldog. He's a gamer. We need more of that attitude here too, right? So those guys, no doubt about it. And Rodon, I think, fits the mold of another bulldog in this rotation to go Cole and Cortez and even Severino. Hopefully they exercise Severino's $15 million contract too. But again, essentially, the Yankees can get all 3 of these guys for less it's going to cost just to get Aaron Judge back. Just to keep that in perspective, it's going to cost less for all 3 of these guys than it would cost to get Judge back by himself. Okay? I don't know about everybody else, but that's perspective to me. That makes sense to me. Okay, I like Judge, but again, the Yankees have several holes, and one way or another they need to be filled. And again, there hasn't been much confidence in the leadership ability of these guys, even their competence, the ability to run this franchise, to run the team. Well, this is a good opportunity to show they can actually do this and show some balls. Put guys that'll put the team in a position to play against the Astros better, play against these other teams better, right? These are the types of guys that'll help them do that. Okay? Low strikeout guys, high base running, high contact guys, and a bulldog pitcher to add to that mound. There's still holes after that too, but those are 3 guys I'd be focusing on hard. Okay, now let's move over to the 3 players I would avoid. Okay, Number 1, Wilson Contreras, catcher. Solid hitter across the board, but he's suspect defense. Okay, and he's also going to cost $100 million. They already have Rortvedt and Trevino that they could platoon. Like I said, and again, if I'm going to bring in another catcher, it's going to be somebody with massive leadership intangibles, like a Christian Vasquez or somebody like that, to help compensate for the lack of leadership they're getting from Boone and Cashman, the rest of these folks. And he will cost a fraction of the price that Wilson Contreras will cost. Contreras is also 31. Okay, he's going to be older, he's going to be on his decline, and it's going to cost a boatload of money, and that money can be allocated elsewhere towards a guy like Brian Reynolds or Andrew Benintendi or even Rodon. Okay, so I would avoid one way or another. I see him going to the Mets, honestly. Craig Kimbrel, another one he's had terrible performance metrics in the American League. Good in National League, but he was even dropped as Dodgers closer, so he's kind of faltering. He's on a sharp decline. And he shows signs of brilliance, but 6 years ago, Craig Kimbrel, I would have been all over him, but not now. He's another guy I would avoid. And the Yankees need one or two relievers one way or another, even with new kids or even with older guys coming back like Steven Ridings and Michael King and the rest of them. I would still bring in another proven major league solid reliever. But Kimbrel, I would avoid him. I think it's just a ticking time bomb and a terrible signing waiting to happen. I can just see it. So, and lastly, it would be Joey Gallo. What the hell happened there? I don't know how he has a 4.5 or 4.3 WAR this year. I don't know how he did it. Maybe it's a negative WAR or something like that. But yeah, I would avoid him. He's 29. He still has talent. He's got power, but he never was able to put it together in the Yankees. So yeah, I would avoid. There's other guys too. I would avoid the hell out of Aroldis Chapman too. But these are the three I think obvious contenders in my opinion. So give me your feedback. Anybody who you would target, who you would avoid if he walks, as opposed to if he stays. Give me feedback on both videos. If you haven't seen the other one, take a look at it. It's down below. So, and I want to know what you think. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Okay? I've got a lot more stuff coming, gang. So get up. Get ready for a long ride, fun ride this offseason. Talk to you later. Buckle up.